My name is Fimo Mitchell. I founded a nonprofit that's called When the Village Meditates. The goal is to create programs that's really targeted towards us, Black people, people of color, people that have been marginalized, racialized folk, and open to everyone. But a lot of times the wellness spaces, it's quite vanilla, and so I want to make sure that I spoke to the community that I'm from. And I'm a writer. Yeah, half the time meditating, half the time creating stories. For me, self-care is a form of self-love. Caring for myself just means I love myself. You know how you show love to people, you show love to yourself. On some level, it's just one. So loving me means I love you. And so caring for me means I care for you. And so self-care ultimately is about caring for all. And then we don't stop just with people. And you care for this earth, you care for all creatures. Self-care is something that we all can do, need to do. I think what the Panther Party was doing was beautiful, very necessary. A lot of kids they were going to school with an empty belly. And so you look at the breakfast program, you sort of look after each other like community, the way it should be, the way it needs to be. I think what the Panther Party was doing was revolutionary, and that's why it was so dangerous. Dangerous for the state, because the state is invested in making sure that we're disembodied, that we're fractured, not just as a community, but as individuals. So I'm divided from myself, you're divided from yourself, you're divided from yourself. So when someone comes along and says, hey, have some, first of all, know who you are, cultivate some self-esteem, eat right. I just see that as what could have been. But it's also inspiration, because there is a blueprint. The first one, gratitude. I go to bed with gratitude and I wake up with gratitude. Start with gratitude and then stillness. The body can be in movement, but you can be still in your spirit. And when you're still, you can hear, you can feel, and you can see what's actually there. A lot of us, we spend our days thinking thoughts about reality, but we don't really experience reality. And so stillness allows you to really experience reality. Another point would be empathy. Empathy starts for myself, because I fall short, I do harm. And just acknowledging that, because we tend to have this idea of those are the bad people over there, because they're doing harm. Well, the level of harm is they're doing some really wicked things, but I do harm on maybe a smaller level, but it's harm. It's an energy, right? And so just acknowledging that, it humbles me. That empathy that I have for myself, when I see someone on the street, I have empathy for them because I know that, they're just learning about life too, just like me. Regardless of their skin color, their gender, sexual preference, everyone deals with a certain level of pain, suffering. And so then the fourth part for me is act in a compassionate way. What can I do to take away some of your suffering? 5, it comes down to community for me, the village. Coming together and doing more than breaking bread, but becoming undone. 6, the morning routine is very important to me. I think a lot of people talk about you win the morning, you win the day. My morning starts at night. So when I lie down, I have the same thank you. I start to, those affirmations about who you are. So I lie down, I remind myself that I'm not my body, I'm not my mind. And then I start going big. I'm like, I am love, I am compassion, I'm unity. Everything that I want to embody, I say it. And then the last thing I say is I am God. And then I sleep. And so when I wake up in the morning, I wake up with this 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 purpose, this like fire. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And the first thing I do is I gotta get some water, lemon water, and then I sit. And I sit for a little while, close my eyes, and just meditate. A big thing is I don't turn on my phone until, like, I wake up at 4. I don't turn on my phone until like 8, you know, because I want to have a solid 4 hours without the world, you know, just me. That helps a lot. For me, that helps a lot because I'm able to go inward first and see how I'm doing. And really, I'm able, then when it's time to meet people or talk to people, I feel like I'm ready to show up now. One of the things, in addition to meditation and the water, is in the morning I always do yoga. And then nutrition, I eat very well. My parents were hippies, so, you know, we had no choice. We were like the only Black family eating tofu and bean sprouts. It was so embarrassing. Now it's cool, like now it's trendy. Everyone's eating like that. In the 80s, you were a Black family, right? And your friends come over for supper, and you got like alfalfa sprouts and tofu balls. Nutrition is really big. And nutrition is like in my DNA. Like, you have to eat well because your gut and your brain is heavily connected. And so I don't know how you can have high frequency thoughts but eat low frequency food. If the Black community had a program for self-care and it was implemented, we would be the fulfillment of our ancestors' dream. We would be self-sufficient because if we have self-care, we're looking after ourselves and we're looking after each other, we'll be healthy. And not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. You know, we'd be unstoppable. You know? And imagine how inspirational we would be. Like, because there's an energy that comes with when you're loving yourself. You just want to love everyone there. You know, and that would be powerful. Yeah. It's a beautiful dream. Can it happen?